Hey everybody, this is Alex Merced from Alex Merced Coder, and in this video what I want to do is show you how to use an Excel spreadsheet as a source of information for an API. So literally you'll create a little mini API with Google Spreadsheets, which can be really useful. So the way this works is you'll create a new blank spreadsheet, and let's create some data. Let's say we want to create a data of contacts. So we have a name, phone, email. We got Bob at 555555555, who is Bob at Bob. Okay, then there's Steve, 777777777. Steve at Steve. Okay, so here we have our initial data. Let's give this a name. Fake API. Now, what we can do is we first have to publish to the web. Okay, we want to publish just the default's fine. Publish it as a web page. Just make sure, yeah, it's all good. Entire document, yeah, that level looks good. And wait for that to finish. Okay, then that's done. When that's done, then we want to go to share. And we want to make sure that anyone with the link can see it. So we're going to change this to anyone with the link can see it. That works. So that way the data is readable. And now check this out. Okay, what we want to do is we're going to take this URL here. Okay, that's the URL. I'll put it in the video description. Right here where we see sheet ID here, I want to grab the ID of this spreadsheet. Control C. And then put that right where it says sheet ID here. Okay, and now if I go to that website, click here, check the address again. Let's make sure I did that right. I just make sure I set the settings right. Anyone on the internet can link to this view. Yeah, that looks good. Web. So maybe it takes a minute. Okay, I think I had the wrong URL, so let me grab this one. And let's see here. I need to grab this ID here. And then put it right here where the ID is. And there we go. Okay. And then there's the data. So if we scroll down, so basically we can collapse this. I'm using an extension called Json Viewer. Okay, but see, there's this section of the data coming in that's feed. Inside feed, there's ID data, updated, category, title, link, author, all the stuff. And then what you want here is entry. And then inside entry is an array of for each entry. So okay, so there's number 1. Well, this is all technically the first entry. So this is the first entry. That's Bob. And then, oh, I think I hit the wrong button there. Feed. Entry. Here we go. And then again, all the same stuff for Steve. But all we really care about is name, phone, and email. So if I see, if I collapse each one, there's Steve 777. Steve at Steve. Okay, so there, we've created our API. And if I add more stuff to the Google Sheet, it'll appear. So if I go to Donnie 3333333, and then it's Donnie at Donnie. Then I refresh this page. See, there's Donnie. So that's pretty cool. And we can then add that to our website. So I'm going to just copy this link. Okay, so here I just have a dummy website. So let me make this. We just delete all this so we can just do it again. Okay, so let's say we'll make a variable called URL. Let's just store the URL inside of a variable just to make this look cleaner. And then we're going to use our fetch. So we're going to fetch the URL, but again, fetch returns a promise. So the way you have to use a promise is you have to wait for the promise to be complete, and basically so you have to chain a .then function. The .then says do the thing, do the function inside the .then when the promise resolves. So I'm going to do .then. We get a response. We have to take the response, which comes in as a buffer. So basically just literally like raw data. We have to turn it into something. We want to interpret it as JSON data. So I'm going to do .json. But this is also considered a promise. So that means I have to chain another well, basically all of these .thens always return a promise. So what it means is that I can chain another .then after it. So whatever this returns will then get passed into the next .then, which will be the JSON data. And we'll just console log it, console.log JSON. And there we go. Now let me just open this up, open with live server. Okay, Control Shift I. Okay, and then here we see an object, and see there's their data, feed. Inside there's a thing called entry, and that's the array of stuff. Cool. So let's make this more fun. So I'll put some curly brackets around here. Okay. Let's start using this data. Let's loop through that data. Okay. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna say JSON.feed.entry.for each. So that's gonna loop over that array of entries, and we're gonna say each entry is gonna be referred to as ENT. Okay, and we're just gonna say, and just so you know, in my HTML, I do have this UL here, so I'm gonna use that. So what I want to do is first make a variable const. Okay, const p or const li equals a new, and I'm using jQuery, so a new li, to which we're going to append a new p tag, and the text of that p tag is, I'm going to use backticks so I can use template strings. It's going to be like int dot, and it's just automatically named. It says it's going to be GSX $, then the name of the field, so name, and then that's going to bring you to another object where the field is called .t or $t. So it's a little weird. And again, if you're not sure, just take a look at the object in the browser. Oops, I closed it. Okay, let me just do this again. So if you take a look at the object, I'll see it's feed, entry, then I go to the first one, then let's say there's name, and I'll collapse name, and see there's a $t property. Okay, so let's see here. Just the way Google sets it up. Again, if you were to create your own API, you could design it however you like, but that's just how Google does theirs. And hey, it's not a bad way to have a really kind of easy to use sort of mini database by using the Google spreadsheet. Const li, so that's going to be the name of the person who has a phone number of, and let's do the same thing, ent dot gsx $phone dot $t. Let me just make sure that's what it's called. Phone and email. Got it. These are gonna all be uppercase, aren't they? So let me just do over here. Oh no, they're not. Good. His name, email, phone. Good. And a email of GSX $email. Again, that's supposed to be ent dot with $t. Cool. So we created this li, and then we're just going to add this li to the UL. So we're going to say grab the UL from the screen, and then append it, and there we go. Problem reference error li is not defined. Interesting. Where? Oh, I didn't put it inside the for each. Control X. That should go right there. So $, UL dot append li. And now, all those things from our spreadsheet are now on this page. So that's how you do that. If you want to use a spreadsheet, and the cool thing is you can create a form. So let's say I want to go here and I say form, insert a Google form, and this will, now I can create this form here. So I would design this form, and then when I created the form, then I can go over here and get the embed code once it's published. So let's say if I were to go to, is there a share button? Make a copy, script editor. General, multiple response, and submit, presentation. If we click here, send. Oh, here we go. And then here's the embed code you can embed on your website. Someone can fill out this form. But see, now this form has a tab on your Google Sheet, and you can then see that data in your API and pull that data and feed it to your website. So someone could fill out a form, it updates the spreadsheet, which then updates your website. That's pretty cool. Okay, so there's some pretty cool stuff you can do with this if you want. But just figured I'd show you guys that. Have a great day and enjoy.